So you might be thinking progress is being made, but that's all that's happened so far is the base cabinets are just set there. The trim hasn't been cut out so they can be butted up against the wall. This is where we are. So I had put out some painter's drop cloths so that we weren't getting the carpet dirty, but now it's been a few days. It could be weeks before he comes back, so I am going to situate the furniture again. I'll show you what it looks like. So I dismantled the sectional so that we could easily come in the door and walk and not have to squeeze between the couch and the wall. And I put all of the extra cushions and pillows and everything in our bedroom. However, maybe this person that I hired is not working out as well as I had hoped. So who knows how long the room's gonna be this way. So I'm just going to go ahead and clean up, put the room back together, and I can always move everything when we're ready to bring the top in and the fronts and et cetera, et cetera. Hey everybody, good morning. So just got home from the gym. Fingers crossed, my built-ins are supposed to be getting finished getting installed this morning, and then later this week he's gonna work on the upper part. Fingers crossed, because he has repeatedly said, hey, I'm gonna do it this week. Hey, I'm gonna do it this week. Hey, I'm gonna do it this week. But I decided I better give you another recording update so you can see what it looks like in here. I did switch some things around. We are at Monday after Thanksgiving. I did get a little bit of Christmas out, but now I gotta move it all. So before I move it so that he has full access to the built-ins, that I would just give you a little tour. Okay, so I'm standing at the same spot I just was. You can see that I changed the wallpaper that I had framed, and I brought in some of my layered mirrors that I had in my master bedroom. I did put the bench here for the time being. Still haven't made up my mind if I'm gonna put the pegs in there or not. That's a tote from Christmas. And I think what I have finally decided what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to scoot this section of couch back so that it's covering up the outlet and not really worry about getting a sofa table right now. So far he has brought in this bottom section of the built-in, and Bella just got in from a walk and is doing her little zoomies. So you can see, I think in the last video I shared how I only painted the section that you're gonna see. The camouflaged area is gonna be covered up anyway, and there is gonna be crown molding up there. So once the built-ins are in, once the built-ins are in, she's still going. Once the built-ins are in, then we're going to take the TV down, probably put in some kind of board and batten or some kind of trim, and get this situated so it's higher off of the mantle. And so I need to move Santa and the tree, and then the wallpaper that I did have framed, I moved that over here to our focal point wall, which you get a lot of glare from the lights on this like plexiglass, but I still really like the wallpaper here, and especially with the brass papa frames. All right, people, last time I did a video was on Monday morning, and my cabinet guy actually came. Not until like 2 o'clock, after telling me that he didn't sleep well and he had to take a nap and blah, blah, blah. Did he bring anything finished? No. All he did was install what was already here. So you will notice that the trim has been cut out and the outlets are officially installed. which that took for freaking ever for me to turn off the electricity because we have two boxes, a box in the garage and a box in the basement. And I just assumed because it was in the house that it was going to be the box in the basement, but it wasn't. So I feel like, Brooke, how are you feeling about this? And the answer is going to be that I'm losing my patience. I'm losing my patience because not that I'm on any timetable or anything, but we ordered the wood over 2 months ago, and I had started talking to him in August. So that would have been another 2 months. So it took 2 months for us to get figured out what he was doing, what it was going to cost, get the wood ordered. Ordered the wood 2 months ago. He got it in hand like 2 days after we ordered it. And all he does is text me with his health problems, with his money problems, with his, I'm going to be there tomorrow. I'm going to do this tomorrow. I'm going to do this. You're next on the list. I mean, I've been next on the list since August when he took the job. He literally had one job in front of me. So trying to be patient. So I'm sitting here working. I feel accomplished. I have taken a shower today. I have brushed my teeth today. I have put on a little bit makeup because it's scary with me and white eyelashes and not having makeup on. I have been, now I'm going to tell you, do not buy these. Do not buy these. Peanut butter checks. I've pretty much eaten 3/4 of the box, and it's like 11:30. Not good. I've been trying to fast and not eat until 11, but I did eat some breakfast and then I ate that, so I'm totally sucking today on that part, but I'm feeling accomplished because I got 4 or 5 Pinterest pins done. I got a new YouTube video ready to go and to publish. I got a blog post done and published. So overall, that's pretty good. But I'm just sitting here on the couch under my heated blanket, which is in my gift guide, which by the time this video gets posted, Christmas will be over, but I don't want to post this video until the built-ins are actually done. Just because it's cold and freezing out, and I just decided, hey, if he's not going to be in the living room working on the freaking built-ins today, I'm just going to sit in here and work today. Well, we are at December 14th. You know what that means. And we have a hot mess here because I got a text this morning. Hey, I'll be over today. It is now 3:30, 4 o'clock. He's not going to come over today. Maybe tomorrow. He's supposed to be done by the end of the week. I feel like I've heard that story every week, so I don't even know if I should get excited or not. I just don't know. But he was coming over, so I destroyed the sectional. Why did I destroy the sectional? There's little Bella. Because when he comes in, there's not a whole lot of room right there if I don't move the sectional to get here, because this upper should all be built, and then the front and the doors should be built when he comes. If he comes, someday he comes. That hopefully we have the built-ins done by Christmas. Hey guys. I don't even remember the last time that I got on here and shared with you the living room. I feel, though, like I was in the same spot. So we are at the week of Christmas. So it is a Wednesday, the 21st, maybe, I think, if I'm doing my math correctly. So finally, he came. Tuesday, he came and brought one of the upper cabinets and put the face frame on. and actually he brought both upper cabinets, but the one upper cabinet we could not get installed because of the window trim. He needed to take the window trim off. Excuse me. Well, he didn't have the tools with him, so he went back. He was going to come the next day, which is today, which is a Thursday. So it's really the 22nd, I think. So he didn't come and he didn't come and he didn't come. So he finally came at 3:45-ish and got the other upper one installed. And so then tomorrow, we're getting a blizzard tonight. So they have like said anywhere between 3 and 12 inches. Snowing from Wednesday, 6 o'clock to, middle of the day on, or what day is it? Yeah, no, it is Wednesday. Middle of the day on Wednesday to middle of the day on Thursday. So it is the 21st. To like snowing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So they don't even know. It has literally sprinkled all day, not sprinkled, but like flurried all day today. Hasn't really amounted to anything. It probably got heavier about 3 o'clock. So it is slick now. All that to say, he's supposed to come tomorrow, but we'll see if that actually happens. His game plan is to install the crown molding and do the face frames. And so I haven't even gotten up off the couch to videotape this, but this is our current view. Can you remember how long? I'll tell you, 6 months I looked at paint swatches, and this is why I didn't paint, because I knew they were going to get covered up. So this has the front section on it. These are going to be doors, so there'll be 3 doors, but they will look like drawers. So those I highly doubt will get installed tomorrow. I mean, he thinks that they might, but I'm just going to be on the pessimistic side, and they're not going to. So this is like tight as a glove right here. So we had to pop off the trim to get that on. So guess what that means, folks? It means that Brooke needs to do some painting. So he said he was going to take an X-Acto knife and cut so all the trim was really nice. And, he did an okay job here. Now up here on this trim board, this is my plastic that covers up my blinds, which I trimmed my blinds. So if you haven't watched that video, actually, I'm not sure if it was a YouTube video, but it's definitely a blog post. That covers, there's a big crack right here that needs caulked and painted. And pretty much wherever he shot in the nail gun, there is some cracking. So luckily, nothing broke. And I do have that same paint color from doing the board and batten wall. But you can see the house is a mess. So I lay down my drop cloths. This one has been running to the front door, and he never stands on them. It's like a man thing. It's like, I've made a walkway for you, and he keeps his shoes on and walks all over the carpet where there's not a rug. But whatever. Can't be too picky, Brooke. There is a little mistake. Now, no one is going to know the mistake, but the carpenter and myself knows the mistake. So this board, okay, is supposed to be up even with the mantle. So this board is supposed to be up even with the mantle. You can see it's not. I don't think aesthetically it looks that bad, so I'm leaving it because it's already been a massive process, an ordeal, etc., etc., etc. And I just don't think it's worth having him take it back. So he ended up putting the board at 14 inches. It should have been at 24 inches. But the shelves that will be up top are going to be adjustable anyway. So I really think that aesthetically it's going to be okay. This gives me about 13 inches to decorate with. And the only thing with that, and I'm not happy about that board. I'm just gonna say that. He said it's the same kind of board, but I really don't feel like it is. I think maybe it's because he got it later because he ran out. It's not the same. The seam down here is going to get covered with a board, but these are going to be adjustable. I forgot what I was saying. This is 13 inches. So I know from selling antiques and buying furniture to display in and stuff that I want at least 12 inches. So it's a little bit lower than what I really wanted, but like I said, I'm not going to stress out too much about it. I'm just glad that I'm not out thousands of dollars and there's actually progress being made. Meanwhile, thrifting, I find this buffet and I'm in debate on whether to put it here under the mirrors. Okay, folks, if it seems like it's been forever since I videoed, even though I'm linking all of these together, it's because it has been forever. So we are at January 18th, I think, and they're still not done, but we have at least made progress. So even though it's supposed to be done before Thanksgiving, no problem, easy peasy. Supposed to be done before December, supposed to be done before Christmas, supposed to be done before January, supposed to be done before this Friday, blah, 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 blah. Might be done today. So we got the face frame on the bottom and on the upper. Crown molding is up. This little piece is going to need to be covered and faced. This is going to have to be covered. And then the holes for the shelving as well, but the shelves are at least here. And the doors need to be put on here at the bottom. So a few issues, probably the biggest, you'll notice it's light and dark, but the graining on this one is more similar than there was. So he took a little 1/4-inch piece, lined that. I told him just to worry about doing the one, not both of them. And so I think that that will not be noticeable. And then here are the different shelves. But I have lived in disarray, disassembling the sectional, not decorating the house because this definitely has an impact on how the house looks. And so, yeah, I'm ready for them to be done. Hey guys, today is honestly, it's January 20th. I'm doing January challenge where I get ready every day. And I'm going to say that today, the 20th day, is the day that I have stayed like this the longest. And I did go to the grocery store. So I was going to say that I've been lazy today, but I went to the grocery store. I packed and shipped and invoiced an order. I've almost got a video edited and ready for YouTube, as well as other things. And I'm eating like an entire 9x13 pan of banana pudding. It is just so good. And I don't know why, but eating Cool Whip makes me feel like I'm not eating calories, which is probably the total opposite. But exciting news. So now I can't even think what day it was. It was a Wednesday. So my carpenter finally came over on Tuesday, January 17th. After starting this project in October, hubby and I were finally to the realization, like, we're just out this money. Like, not only are we out the money that we had already paid, but we are out the materials that we bought. We are out having to hire someone to fix this problem. Like, I have been very optimistic this whole time. Like, it'll happen. It's okay. It'll be here and done eventually and blah, blah, blah. And hubby's kind of been upset. So we literally haven't talked about it because I hate when he gets pissed off. And I hadn't been pissed off until this week. And then this week I was just like, I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I can't think about it. Like, getting all up in my head, like, we're just screwed this money. So, all that to be said, Tuesday, carpenter comes over. And he didn't come over until like midday, but he did come over. So I was super excited about that. He did some things. I also like really went over the cabinet on everything that was an error. Like, he literally didn't hit center on 75% of the screws. 75% of the screws he didn't hit center. So what that means is, like, he was supposed to go in the center of this board and he was too high, so you can see the screw on like 75% of the spots. So anyway, the worst spots, he did fix those, but for whatever reason, he didn't fix the other spots. But you're not going to be able to see them anyway. It's fine. I just am glad the whole project's done. So Wednesday he comes and he finishes some more, works on finishing it. And then towards the afternoon, he's like, you know, my account is negative. The ATM's broken. Can you write me a check for the rest of it? And I go deposit it and then I'll come back. And I'm like, every time you come to work, then it's like a month or two before you come again. So no, I'm not going to pay you until you are done. And I really shouldn't have paid him that night, in my opinion, because he didn't fill any of the nail holes. He didn't bring little rubber stoppers for the door. And plus, everything's been sitting in his cold garage. And so you know how things acclimate. So one of the doors is warping. Really only the one, I think, that I've really noticed. And then after he left also, I noticed a big gouge where somehow some nails went in, and then he looked like he was trying to take the little clippers and grab it and pull it out, tweeze it out, and like totally dinged up the wood real bad. Okay, not a big deal, I guess, in the whole scheme of things, because I can put a shelf there and some shit there, but still frustrating and a reason not to have paid him. But I'm just glad that he's over. So Wednesday night, he stays until he finishes and I pay him, and he leaves and I am just giddy. Like, it is just like such a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. I mean, we have lived here for 6 months, and for 4 months we have lived in chaos. I've looked at camouflaged walls while I watch TV every flippin' night. I have looked at partially built-ins for 4 months, and I just couldn't talk about it while it was happening to anyone because I would just get so angry. And I cry when I'm angry, which pisses me off even more. So they're done. Now what needs to be done? Brooke needs to sand. She needs to fill all the nail holes. And then I need to figure out how I'm going to get those nails in from his nail gun or out. And then I need to figure how I'm going to seal it. He was supposed to leave me some sample of this birch is what we ended up going with. However, he didn't. And so I messaged him to please drop some by. But, you know, past experience dealing with this guy, it's not going to happen. So I'm probably going to do some samples on the inside of the cabinet and try and figure out what I'm going to do, because really what I want the counter built in to look like this table. So I want it to be basically raw wood, and it's pretty much going to look how it is, but I want to have some kind of protective layer on it. So on this one, I used, it's not tung oil. Shoot, I'm not going to be able to remember it. I'll try and find it, put a picture of it. It seals it okay, definitely not good enough for a kitchen table. So this summer, I'm going to sand that again and try another sealer, probably whatever I end up using here. I've researched a little bit. I have seen that some people will use the Tough Coat by Fusion. But she said the same thing. She did it on her dining room table, and it hasn't held up that well, but it definitely gives the right look. Another girl that I found, I think it was her blog, she had stained hers. I probably can't even go back and find it, but I want to say that she ended up staining hers like an oak color and then went back with a white wax and got the look that she was wanting. So I'm gonna need to experiment a little bit. I also need to find drawer pulls. I have been looking this whole time, and over my lifetime as a reseller, I've had a million of these cut pulls that I'm wanting, but I'm going to need 6 by 3, that's 18. Is that right? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 6. I need 36 cut pulls, and I really don't want the reproduction ones. So they will probably look like this for a while. So fingers crossed that I get done. It definitely won't take me 4 months. All right, coming in from the dining room. In the meantime, I did hang this mirror and move my plants over here. But anybody who has been to the house has said actually having the built-ins makes the room seem bigger, which seems crazy because they take up so much space. And that was one of the reasons that I was on the fence on whether I wanted to do built-ins or not, was because I didn't want it to make the house look smaller, the room look smaller. So now we're standing at the front door. So this is the view. We have not made a decision on the TV, but hubby is thinking that he wants to get a bigger TV, or we want to definitely mount this one higher, which I wanted to do from the get-go. This side, the doors are amazing because he used 1 sheet of plywood, so you can see how the grain is all like perfect. If I had known it wasn't like this on both sides, I would have told him to put this one over on the other side. Just by how my sectional is positioned, you can't really see the good side as much, it's blocked. And then on this side, you can see that the middle one is probably a different chunk of plywood. So here are my shelves. I haven't, he didn't sand any of the holes that he filled or made. So I need to sand all of those, and then I can put in the little brackets that he left me. Hopefully there are actually enough so I don't have to go out and buy more. Here is the ding, sorry for the bad lighting, that he, tried to ruin something. Need to figure out how I can get that nail out because it is sticking up higher than the wood. So once I get those holes sanded, I'm gonna put the shelves up. Got all these nail holes to fill. Here in the back is where I was talking about example of, here's where he screwed it from the back and it wasn't on center, so it's popped up. This one that was in the middle is covered by this trim piece, but still. And then down here on the bottom, you have a single space and there is a shelf for it. And then we have a double open and there is a shelf for that. So same concept is repeated on the other side. I'm planning on putting blankets, games, extra pillows in there. So then all of these spots are gonna need the cut pulls. So long process. He didn't give me any of the plastic pads, but I did have these in my drawer, so I just went ahead and grabbed those. The reason that we needed those was because the hinges made it sit out a little bit farther, and so it just wasn't lining up right. But you can see this one, I almost am gonna have to get a magnet to suck it in, but that one is not the worst one. The worst one is over here at the window. So this is the board that's definitely bowed. And I can't even, I mean, I gotta put my whole body into it in order to push it over. So, yeah, so stay tuned to see this finished and styled.